a class is called Conversations with the Future. What does that truly mean? What can people like, what are we looking at?
So when we're talking about conversations with the future, we're talking about what if we're able to actually be aware of the threads of what the future might be and start to look at that right now. So when we're creating, not just creating for now, but creating for 2 years, creating for 5 years. And what if we actually had conversations with our business 5 years down the track, but we had those conversations now? Now, it's not about talking to yourself in the mirror, although it might work, but it's more about having that conversation about, so what else is possible here? So if I was to create this, what would my future be like in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years? Those sorts of conversations we can have right now, but they're actually conversations with the future rather than trying to create from the past. You just can't create from the past. There is no creation from the past. There can only be creation for the future. So it's one of the things that we want to explore with that is, so what do we mean by these sorts of conversations? And what has the future got to do with it? Well, it's got everything to do with it. But in particular, it's about getting ourselves out of the here and the now and this reality and starting to create a new reality that actually works for us.
So the conversation with the future is about the ability to receive and to hear the information, the possibility that the future is whispering to us. So it's a conversation with the future. It's the ability to be in the question, the ability to ask the question, ability to communicate with the possibilities out there. There are so much possibility that a lot of us don't have the conversation to ask what else is possible. What else is possible is the conversation with the future. The future always whispers to us information, things, possibilities, choices, and a lot of us not willing to hear and receive what the future are telling us.
And then translating that into, so what does that mean for me, for my life, for my business right now? Because every choice we make now helps co-create the future. But if we're listening to these conversations with the future, then we can actually be quicker, faster, stronger, leaping tall buildings with a single bound, all that sort of stuff, because we're willing to actually have that conversation with the future.
And most of us, when we create our reality in our life, we either projecting into the future and trying to make it happen. But the conversation with the future is more like receiving the possibility, hearing what the future has to say, forecasting the possibility into the future of what else is possible, and not projecting and expecting anything, but just have the conversation like we are having a conversation here, having fun with one another, having a conversation.
The thing that's exciting about conversations with the future is that the embodiment of that is where you start to function from, what else can I add to my life? What else can I add to my life? What else can I add to my life? Because that conversation with the future gives you some insights into what else you can add to your life. And so actually being aware of what might be possible, you're not sitting down there and trying to plan everything out until it dies. What you are willing to do is add to your life by listening to the wisps of what the future is trying to tell you.
Conversations with the future. How exciting is this topic?
It's,
oh my God.
It's
really like, it's really that energy of you need to be willing to acknowledge that the future is an energy. It's not a physical reality. So if you're trying to put it in a box of what it's going to look like, when it's going to show up and why it's going to show up and how you're going to fit into it, you're actually not having a conversation with the future. You're actually trying to control the future.
When you guys say that capacity of being that, I was like, wow, because I can look at so many possibilities and they're all really possible. And then I perceive the whispers and then my head starts kicking in like, oh, what do I do with that? Should I choose this? And I go there, it's so many possibilities there. But if I go there, there's tons there. What do I do? Like my head starts spinning and going in many conclusions. I like having a different capacity when all these possibilities are there and they're constantly showing up more. is a totally different space to function and live from, where I'm like, it's such a right timing for me with this class that you guys are having. I was like, oh my God, so excited. It's more like I require this now.